So you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. Feel what I'm saying? You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Now you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV, right? Time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G. Time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G. I know they got y'all here chasing the bag, chasing that money, getting to that guap, getting to that moolah, going for that paper, getting that paper dough. You understand me? But keep in front of your mental Rolodex that time and energy are the highest forms of currency at all times, my G. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, listen, I know a lot of y'all are watching the game. The Chiefs and the Packers, they about to play, but I wanted to tap in. I wanted to go ahead and tap in. So you see the title to this live stream. I'm sure you see the thumbnail of this live stream. We're going to get right into the situation because just like y'all, I'm going to check out this game. I'm tapped in. It's Sunday night. Got Sunday dinner being made, and we relaxing. But this grown man business right here is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But it is much needed, and it don't matter what's going on TV. It don't matter what game is being played when it comes to this grown man business. Now, again, you see the title. You see the thumbnail. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. I want to give a big salute, big shout out to CW, Charleston White. And I'm going to give a big shout out to, Cam Newton. You know what I'm saying? Amazing content. You know what I'm saying? That interview, it did 1 million plus in a day. So you got to give, congratulations, and you got to give a big salute for that content. Now, yo, Night Vision, what it do, homie? What it do, man? You know what I'm saying? I see you. We gonna tap in for sure. Now listen, a lot of people are feeling and they really like, the interview between Cam Newton and Charleston White. And everybody is feeling the content for different reasons. And when you come here to Grown Man Business TV, you already know I carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. So I'm probably gonna be the only one that's gonna take this angle, but it has to be done. It has to be done. Now, the reason why I was feeling and I really enjoyed the content between, Cam Newton and Charleston White is because that's what happens when you put a grown man in the same room as a pussycat. Yeah. When you put a grown man like Charleston White in the same room as a pussycat like Cam Newton, this is the type of content that is created, my G. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, like I said, a lot of people like it for this, a lot of people like it for that, but I admire. You know what I'm saying? I really respect when I see a grown man that stands on grown man business like Charleston White checking. You understand? A Cam Newton, a pussycat. Now, a lot of people say Grown Man Business TV, why would you call Cam Newton a pussycat? Why would you do that? Why would you call Cam Newton a pussycat? Well, you got to understand something. Cam Newton is a celebrity that walked through the door of the higher ups and the elites a long time ago. A long time ago. And I feel like he thought when he got Charleston White in that room, he was going to be able to back Charleston White into a corner and get him to say some things that he probably wouldn't say, or get him to act a certain way, being as though he's a celebrity. Cam Newton tried to use his celebrity when it came to Charleston White, and it didn't work. You understand? One thing for sure, two things for certain. When you a grown man that's standing on grown man business, you can be in the same room with these celebrities and it won't budge you. It won't move you. You understand? We're going to stand on business regardless. We look past the celebrity. We can see past all the money. We can see past all the smoke and mirrors, the glitz and glamour. We see past that. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, Cam Newton, let's talk about this pussycat. Yeah, and I said it. Cam Newton is a pussycat. And a lot of the times, these pussycats get a whole lot of money and they can dress up like a lion. These pussycats get a whole lot of money and they can disguise themselves as a wolf, as a lion, as something, something other than what they really are. Now, Cam Newton, if you don't remember, he came into the game a clean-cut country boy. Cam Newton came into the NFL with a clean cut, and he was a very well-spoken country boy. But it didn't take long for Cam Newton to get fruity. It didn't take long for Cam Newton to get zesty. It didn't take long for the celebrity, the money, the fame, and the fortune to bring out who Cam Newton really is. You understand me? And when you standing on business, it just is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But Cam Newton is a fruit. Yeah. He's a part of the LBG 123, the ABC community, allegedly. These dudes, they get all this money, they get all this fame and this fortune, and they're able to, have a few wives and have a few baby mamas. But behind all of the glitz and the glamour, behind the closet doors, you got a fruity pussycat. Pussycat. Now again, the content was amazing. It was amazing because grown man business is few far in between. So when you see a Charleston White checking a Cam Newton, you gotta respect that. When you see a 10 toes down checking a behind the bar 3.0, you gotta respect that. Now it was a lot said in this conversation. It was a lot said inside of this batch of content, but I wanna zone in on one particular topic. And I already did a short. So after I drop this live stream, I'm gonna drop this short right behind it. And y'all gonna love it. But Cam Newton is convinced that the regular average Joe, the regular person, the regular 9 to 5 dude would trade lives with him, trade lives with Deion Sanders at the drop of a dime. Cam Newton is convinced that, the regular person would trade their whole life just to be in his shoes. And I thought that it was amazing watching Charleston White check him on that. He checked them, homie. And it was a whole bunch of other issues and topics that they got on. And, again, the celebrity. He thought that the celebrity was going to sway a Charleston White. One thing for sure, two things for certain, I had to speak on that. See, back in the day, before technology, before social media, we didn't actually know what was going on behind the curtain. All we could see was these football players, these athletes, these entertainers, and we thought they had the perfect life. We didn't know the devices that they live with. We didn't know the secrets that they live with. We didn't know the things they had to do to get on that level. You understand what I'm saying? So it was easy to sway the public. But now with this technology, us living in the day of information, we are living in the day of information. Everything has been exposed. And when you look at the thumbnail that I got on this live stream, that is a prime example of what I'm talking about. Now, if you don't know, that's a picture of Cam Newton in a fairy, in a ballerina costume. Yeah, a couple of Halloweens ago, Cam Newton, when he played for the Carolina Panthers, he came to the establishment. He came to the field dressed up as a fairy. I mean, he had a tutu on. He had nice stockings, white stockings. He had spandex. He had a blouse on, showing off his man cleavage. This is Cam Newton. The same dude talking to Charleston White like, yeah, it is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be. But I think a lot of y'all forgot who Cam Newton really is. Yeah, the spandex wearing, the blouse wearing. He got a skirt on. He got a scarf on like your grandmama. Cam Newton, 260-pound grown man with a tutu on, trying to talk like somebody wants to trade places with him. Nah, Cam. No, Cam, you've been exposed a long time ago. And sitting down with a dude like CW, that's going to get you 1 million views in a day, but that's also going to expose how much of a pussycat you really are. See, I saw this a long time ago, and I understood that, Cam, he walked through the door a long time ago. Because at one point, all the young men that played football wanted to be just like Cam Newton. All of the young black men, all of the youth that wanted to play football, that inspired to be a quarterback, a franchise quarterback, they all looked up and they followed behind Cam Newton. And as soon as the higher ups and elites saw that he had his hook in the urban community, now we see Cam Newton in a dress. Now we see Cam Newton with a skirt on. Now we see Cam Newton dressed up like your grandmama. You understand what I'm saying? So that's a lot of the information that Cam Newton left out of that content. That's a lot of the information that Cam Newton left out of that interview. But here at Grown Man Business TV, we here to bring it to the forefront. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. I was wishing that Charleston White was going to address Cam Newton dressing up in a dress. I was praying that Charleston White was going to ask Cam Newton, well, why would you put a dress on, homie? Where did you find that fairy costume that you had on? Where did you find that ballerina costume that you had on, Cam Newton? Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. See, again, back in the day, we didn't have this information. A lot of us were sheep. They did a good job at hiding the secrets of these celebrities. And one thing for sure, two things for certain: when you come to Grown Man Business TV, you come here for the real. I've carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. Cam Newton had a ballerina costume on. And all that whole play was to lead your youngsters, lead your young sons, your young nephews, all the young youth that wanted to be like Cam Newton, to lead them not to the NFL, but to put them in dresses, to let them know, hey, if Cam Newton could do it, you can do it. If Cam Newton could put on a tutu, you could put on a tutu. See, again, man, you got to understand something. You know what I'm saying? Like J. Cole say, there's no life that's better than yours. That was a powerful song. Always respected those lyrics. You understand? When you look at Cam Newton and you see him, you know, when you think that he's done made it to the top of the mountain, you got to understand, yeah, he made it to the top of the mountain. I already told y'all, when it come to creating this content, if you want to do 1 million in a day, if you want to be one of the biggest content creators, you have had to wear a dress at one point in your life. If you didn't wear a dress, then you made the ultimate sacrifice, you know, the blood sacrifice. If you didn't do that, then you did something else. But it's no coincidence that every top content creator has done something, has paved the way, have had their strings pulled by the higher ups and the elites. And it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But a lot of people in my DMs, they ask me, why do you expose the higher ups and the elites? Why do you bring this type of content? Because somebody gotta do it. So when the youngsters, they see Cam Newton with his dreadlocks, and they see Cam Newton with the spandex tights, because even in the interview with Charleston White, look at his pants. Look at Cam Newton's pants. There's no way he brought those pants in the men's section of the department store. There's no way that he ordered those pants off the men's section. Those spandex tights that Cam Newton had on in that interview further remind you of who he's working for. Yeah, you know, they like to call it having style. Yeah, man, you know, he got swag. You know, he's fashionably ahead of everybody. You know, he knows about fashion. Well, you got to understand something. The main people that make that fashion, the high fashion, are all part of the LBG 123 ABC community. I mean, from Balenciaga to Gucci to Javette, all of that. All of that. And you got to understand, you know, I got a little bit of Gucci, I got a little bit of Balenciaga, but I'm very particular about the pieces that I buy. Cam Newton got your grandmama's scarf on. So when you put a Cam Newton in the same room with a Charleston White, this is what you get, my G. You get a 6'5", 280-pound man getting put in his place, getting checked, homie. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But the alphabet gang, you know, the LBG, the 123, and the ABC community, they always at work. They always at work. It is, you know, it was powerful information, man. Again, big salute to Charleston White. Big salute to CW. Because again, you know, another angle that Cam was trying to use was he was trying to get Charleston White to admit that he's a celebrity. He was trying to get Charleston White to admit that because he makes money off of content, because he's paid to be in certain rooms, that he is now a celebrity. And Charleston White, he gets real excited. And he's a very wise old head. He's a very, very smart OG. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, I always understood that Charleston White is not one of the OGs that can articulate himself, you know, especially at the drop of a dime. He's not built like Grown Man Business TV. So I just, you know, Charleston White is not a celebrity, my G. Charleston White, you know, he speaks crazy about the higher ups and the elites. You know, Charleston White talks crazy about the low hat people. He talks crazy about the, you know, the Asian community. Charleston White talks crazy about Saucy Santana and the LBG 123 ABC community. Charleston White is not a celebrity because you won't see any celebrities talking down on those people. See, Cam Newton, He could never speak like that against those people because those very people are the ones that pay Cam Newton. Those are the very people that keep Cam Newton in the algorithm. Yeah, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But I don't want y'all to ever forget that Cam Newton put them dresses on like Young Thug. Cam Newton got stockings on. Cam Newton got a scarf on. Cam Newton got a fairy. I mean, he wanted to be Tinkerbell for Halloween. Cam Newton was Tinkerbell for Halloween. Let that resonate. Comprehend what I'm saying to you. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But you gotta recognize who the big dogs are, and you gotta recognize who the pussycats are. You understand me? So that's a whole angle. That's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother, stream of revenue we gonna tap into. You understand when these dudes get that money, yeah, when they get that paper, when they get that fame and that fortune, if they ain't moving like Denzel Washington is moving, you got to look at them sideways. You got to ask yourself, man. Yeah. He's talented. You understand? He's a talented football player. But what did he do? What door did he walk through to get that $100 million contract? Because we all know Cam Newton ain't got no Super Bowl rings. Cam Newton ain't, yeah. He ain't no Hall of Fame quarterback. Huh? So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. And here at Grown Man Business TV, we gonna bring it to the forefront. We gonna get your wheels turning. We gonna make you recognize that it's red flags all over the field, and then you start asking questions. Cam Newton. Cam Newton. Yeah, listen, I understand he saw the opportunity to get 1 million views in one day with Charleston White. But when you really watch that interview, Cam Newton was put there. That was set up strategically by the higher ups and the elites trying to corner a Charleston White. See, if you like it or not, the higher ups and the elites already know what you are. They can see. They play chess at the highest level. So you got to know something. They know that Charleston White is dangerous. They know that Charleston White is dangerous on all levels, homie. On all playing fields, Charleston White is dangerous because they can't control what he say. They can't control what he do. You understand? So it's only right that they're gonna use the top celebrities. It's only right they're gonna use the top puppets to try to corner a Charleston White, to try to make Charleston apologize, to try to make Charleston say, yeah, nah, homie. Nah. And again, I don't think even that Charleston White remembered that Cam Newton was Tinkerbell. Cam Newton was Tinkerbell. You understand? It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. This portal, this app, this technology is the new portal for the higher ups and the elites. Ask yourself. You got Joe Budden. He's at the top of the content game when it comes to the urban community. You got Gillian Wallow at the top of the game when it comes to the urban community. When it comes to creating content, you got Cam Newton. All of these dudes have paid the price. Yeah, you got Joe Buttons. Joe Buttons already done let everybody know that he's willing and able. He's willing and able to mess with another man. He's willing and able to put that rainbow sticker on his back. You got Cam Newton that already showed y'all. He done showed y'all 1,000,000 times over that he's softer than Dollar Tree cotton, that deep down he's a big pussy cat. Gillian Wallow is looking like they might have made the ultimate sacrifice. That's what it's looking like. That's what it's looking like, homie. So again, it already did 1,000,000 plus views in a day and some change. So if you haven't seen the content, I would suggest you go check out, Cam Newton and Charleston White. Cam Newton and Charleston White. It was some good content in there. It was some good information in there because anytime you put a grown man standing on grown man business in the room with a pussycat, some good information is going to come out of it. But when you look past the smoke and the mirrors, you see Charleston White backing Cam Newton into a corner. You see Charleston White showing his power, homie. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Like, I would love to have those kind of conversations with one of these celebrities, B. or one of these dudes that's trying to be a celebrity, one of these dudes that's begging to get up under the higher ups and the elites. It's a reason why we'll never be in the same room, why we'll never have that kind of dialogue, homie. Yeah, yeah. Ask yourself this: why haven't a powerful, strong black man with money already grabbed up Charleston White and put him in a position to speak that game to the masses? Anybody, homie. We got a lot of celebrities. We got a lot of black people that done came across some good paper. And, it's a reason why. It's the same reason why, a Jay-Z or Rick Ross, they not really allowed to provide for the real community. They not really able to really liberate their people. You got these billionaires, 100 millionaires. These dudes could literally liberate their people, put everybody in position. Listen, man, and I know, again, the game is game. The real is real. But there is no script to this. So I just give it to you how it's given to me. When the information is downloaded, I just give it to you how it's given to me. But when you do the numbers, right, it's about 46,000 black people. What's the real number? Let's say, we only 13% of the population. These 100 millionaires, these dudes that's worth $1 billion, Oprah Winfrey, these guys, they could come together and literally give every black person in America $1 million after taxes. Put everybody in position to buy up the rest of the land, to rearrange the community for the better. You understand? But it's a reason they don't do that. And it's the same reason why Charleston White is still floating around. When, a Tupac Shakur, let me tell you something. Tupac Shakur, if he would have lived and made 100, 200, 300, $1 billion like Jay-Z, he would have already grabbed up Charleston White and had him putting in work for the community. You understand? So it's a reason why, you see CW with those streamers, because the higher ups and the elites sent. I can't think of that streamer that he was just with, the white boy that he was just with. If you know his name, put it in the chat. You already know. But Charleston White, they flew him out to Vegas, and he had this whole situation with that live streamer, and they were putting Charleston White in a position that if you want to get this money, you're gonna do some of these fruity things with this live streamer, and we're gonna record it. And we're gonna show the world that you're willing to, hug another man, kiss another man, Aiden Ross. Exactly. And it went left. It went left. Charleston White again said it wasn't in his spirit. He couldn't do it. He wouldn't be able to face the OGs. He wouldn't be able to face the community if he did the things that Aiden Ross was trying to get him to do. They fell out. We all watched it happen. It's content. So the content is going to be brought to us. We all saw the content. We all saw Aiden Ross and Charleston White go at it in that casino. But it was a reason for that. It was a reason. And it hasn't been said yet. But I feel like personally here at Grown Man Business TV that it was the same reason that he had to sit down with Cam Newton. We all look at Cam Newton as a celebrity, as an all-star, superstar football player who used to be in the NFL. We all know the name, Cam Newton. So Cam Newton, he reached out to Charleston White. But he didn't want to talk about, the work that Charleston White has done for the community. He didn't want to talk about, the work that Charleston White has done to change laws and things like that out there in Fort Worth, Texas. He wanted to talk about Deion Sanders. And he wanted to make Charleston White, bend, break, and fold into submission, and admit that he wanted to be like Deion, that he was hating. No, you gotta salute CW for standing on business, even in front of these celebrities, even in front of money, even in front of the higher ups and the elites. Yeah, let me, I'm giving y'all some game. Before Charleston White, Aiden Ross was one of the biggest live streamers out there. I mean, listen, man, Aiden Ross was probably the biggest live streamer out there. And after CW, after he sat down and he failed his mission with Charleston White, Aiden Ross ain't popping like that no more. Yeah. Aiden Ross ain't in the algorithm no more. See, he had a chance. He had a mission. He had a duty for the higher ups and the elites to expose, to bring Charleston White through the door, to make him walk through that door. And Charleston White didn't walk through that door. So now Aiden Ross, man, we don't know, we don't hear, we ain't nobody talking about Aiden no more. He's a vague memory because the higher ups understand. Listen, man, we thought he was more powerful than he really is. We thought Aiden Ross was more influential than he really is. He wasn't able to get Charleston White to bend, break, and fold. He wasn't able to get CW to compromise. We don't need him anymore. Aiden ain't getting $1 million contracts to live stream no more. Aiden ain't in the algorithm no more. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. For sure. Salute. Exactly. The Dwight Howard, it's a lot of pussy cats in the NFL, in the NBA, in the entertainment, sports. It's a lot of pussy cats. These big, supersized black dudes, that's pussy cats, homie. Pussy cats. You understand? And being able to see through the smoke and mirrors, being able to understand what I'm looking at, I see the war against Charleston White. It's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. It's a war going on against the OGs that talk and walk that walk, because they believe that all of us can be brought. They believe that any and every black leader, any and every, black man that stands on business, that portrays that grown man business, can be brought with a certain price. What's your price, homie? You like white women? We got that for you. What's your price? You need money? Or you want the riches? You want the fame and fortune? We got that for you. Or what's your price? You want to be amongst the celebrities? You want to be invited to the parties? You want to be in the movies? We got that for you. And even in CW, I see the chinks in his armor. I sent a salute out. Big salute to CW. But I see the chinks in his armor because Charleston White wants to be a comedian. Charleston White wants to be a movie star. Charleston White is begging for the higher ups and the elites to bring him up under their arm. But see, you got to know something. One thing for sure, two things for certain. They're going to test you. They're going to test you because they don't need no spooks by the door. Whew. I'm giving y'all some game right now. I'm giving y'all some game before the football game comes on. The Chiefs and the Packers is about to play. But I'm giving y'all some game, homie. The higher ups and the elites learned their lesson. Spooked by the door. What is that? Well, it's a book called Spooked by the Door. Salute to Nipsey Hussle, R.I.P. to Nip the Crip. That's where I learned about it at. And that's why I read the book. Powerful book. Nipsey Hussle was a spook by the door that made it into the industry. And you see what happened to him. Nipsey Hussle was a spook by the door that made it into the industry. And we all saw live on camera what happened to him. Same thing with CW. CW wants to be a part of the industry, but he don't want to bend, break, and fold. He don't want to give up the integrity that it's going to take to get into that industry, homie. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But that's one of the main differences between me and Charleston White, is that I don't want to be an actor. I don't want to be, a comedian. I don't want to be in the same room with your celebrities. And if I am in the same room with your celebrities, they know exactly what they looking at. They know exactly what I stand for. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But I ain't asking to be up under the higher ups and the elites. It's a big difference. See, CW, he treads the fence. He'll try to get into the industry, and we see how that turned out. Why do you think CW ain't out on that Rock Nation tour no more? We gonna give you a chance. Matter of fact, we gonna have one of our comedians. We gonna have him holler at you. We gonna have him, TK Kirkland. We gonna have him shout you out. We gonna have him bring you into the building. Now that you in the building, we done put you on stages, we got you on tour. What you willing to do, homie? See, Charleston White wasn't going to them parties, them after parties after they did those live tours, after they did them shows. Charleston White wasn't drinking the gold juice. Charleston White wasn't smoking the lace blunts. Charleston White wasn't drinking the Moet bottles that Puffy had set to the side. We all know about them spike Moet bottles, right? Y'all been following the content, right? Y'all been watching the shorts, right? Listen, if you haven't, check them out. Thousands of people are watching these shorts. Thousands of people are checking the content out because it is what it is. So, CW wasn't drinking the Moet bottles. Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't. You got to bend, break, or fold. And soon enough, Charleston White ain't out there with Rock Nation. Charleston White back to getting the money, how he get the money. So here we go. You got a Cam Newton that sees Charleston White out, and you say, and he's fond of Charleston. See, Charleston likes that. He likes the recognition. He loves it. So now you got him sitting down with Cam Tinkerbell Newton. That's what I got to call him from here on out. Cam Tinkerbell Newton, the big pussy cat that played for the Carolina Panthers. The Tinkerbell, Cam Tinkerbell Newton. And when you watch this interview, when you watch this content, look past the smoke and mirrors, homie. Pull the curtain to the side, and you'll see Cam Tinkerbell Newton. You'll see him pressing Charleston White, challenging Charleston White. And one thing I gotta say this, right? One thing I love when watching Charleston White is he can see through the smoke and mirrors too. Oh, he's one of the OGs that we used to listen to back in the day. See, when I was coming up, it was 20 Charleston Whites in the neighborhood talking that talk about the LBG 123 ABC community. Talk about the Asians and the Mexicans. Talk about what they like to do to our community. We had 20 of them, but we just didn't have these smartphones. We didn't have this technology. We didn't have this new portal, right? So when I'm watching CW do his thing, as soon as one of these puppets start, challenging him, he just goes off. he just goes off. He start getting loud. He starts screaming. He starts saying, "Man, F this and F that," and I don't care, because that's his defense mechanism. That's his defense mechanism to get out of those situations where they trying to pin him into the corner. In this interview, this content is no different. You watch the interview, you see Cam Newton, Tinkerbell. You see, I call him Tinkerbell. Cam Tinkerbell Newton. Because you see the thumbnail. That boy was dressed up like Tinkerbell, and I got a short. I just completed a nice, good, beautiful short showing y'all more photos of your favorite content creator dressed up like a ballerina, right? But in the beginning of the interview, for the first however many minutes, they're going back and forth. They're having beautiful and great dialogue. You got Cam Newton. He's asking them questions, and they talking about this. But then Cam brings up Deion Sanders. And he starts to press Charleston White about Deion Sanders, another puppet in the industry. I'm gonna talk about Deion before I get out of here. We're gonna address it, because once he brought up Deion Sanders, he would not let it go. He just kept on talking about Deion, kept on questioning him about Deion, and that's where it went left at. CW wasn't bending, he wasn't breaking, and he wasn't folding for Deion Sanders. You understand what I'm saying? And again, the OGs in the hood, the Charleston Whites that we grew up listening to, that's how they react when you try to play them short, when you try to insult their intelligence. That's what Cam Newton was trying to do. But see, Cam Newton is he's very shallow-minded, immature. He has no sense of intelligence. Cam Newton just got money. That's another thing that was exposed in this interview, how I don't want to call him dumb, you know what I'm saying? But how dumb he sounded in this interview. How he wasn't able to get his point across, how he wasn't able to go back and forth like a tennis match with intellectually with Charleston White. He wasn't able to play tennis with Charleston White. He wasn't able to play chess. You know what I'm saying? Charleston was looking like a master chess player in that content. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But you know, the whole situation with Dion, you know, stand on business. Stand on business. You know, he feels Cam Tinkerbell Newton feels like anybody would trade places with Deion Sanders, and anybody would have did what Deion did. But nah, homie. No, all Dion did was show the higher ups and the elites he was willing to bend, break, and fold. Show the higher ups and the elites that he was willing to leave his people for the money. How much money you need, Deion Sanders, man? Again, we got 2 million for you. And matter of fact, Deion Sanders, we ain't even got the whole 2 million. You still ready to go? We ain't even got the whole 2 million. We gonna give you 800,000, and after you get the industry, after you get the university, after you get the football team popping with your culture, with your community, you know, with your rappers and your fellow athletes. Once you do that, then we'll give you the rest. Then we'll give you the rest. So again, gotta rock with CW on this. When you got a Deion Sanders that could have blew up the whole, you know, Jackson State, he could have took them wherever he needed to take them, and he could have did 5, 10 years there, and the money would have came, homie. The money would have came, and you would have been able to stand on business. But see, Deion Sanders can't stand. Nah, and again, CW, when you challenge his intelligence, he just get the going off he go left. He go left. And I respect that, because everybody's not going to be able to articulate themselves on a certain level when they get mad or when they get upset or when they feel like you disrespecting them, or when they feel like you trying to play them for the sucker. Yeah. Yeah. You understand? It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. I carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. White women, they blur the lines, homie, for a lot of our lead, for a lot of listen, man, the white women, money, homosexual acts, sex, drugs. They pick one every time, and a lot of the time it's money. Deion Sanders left Jackson State for money. We do not rock with Deion like that. I don't rock with Deion like that. I can see through the smoke and mirrors. I see Deion Sanders filling up stadiums of people for Colorado that was not filled up a year ago, making billions of dollars for Colorado, and they gave that man 2 million. Probably give him another 2 or 3. However much they gave him or they're gonna give him, it ain't even 1%, homie. It ain't even 0.1% of what they making off that man. Huh? Colorado, you couldn't even get you couldn't even get a slice of sweet potato pie out there. You travel too far out in those mountains, and you will know exactly how they feel about you. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. And the first thing they do is they go get one of us to get them jumping. And instead of standing on business, he ran right over there just like the little puppy dog that he is. And see, CW the only one expressing that. CW is the only one on the level that he's on expressing that. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, my G. But I'm not gonna stay long. Not gonna stay long, man. Had to tap in with y'all on a beautiful Sunday night and give y'all some real spill. Yeah. Put it on the ground for the hungry hounds. I got that from CW. We gonna put the game on the ground. We gonna put the game on the ground for the hungry hounds, homie. And if you hungry for the game, there it is. There it is. Yeah. 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 I mean, went to the white of the whitest. You saw what happened, you know, the white of the whitest, my G. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. You know, these dudes, man, these dudes gonna move how they gonna move. But it's only right for the real to expose them. And like CW or not, if you know, again, No two grown men should agree on everything. No two grown men should agree on everything. There are going to be some things I don't agree with. There are going to be some things we don't see eye to eye with. But I can see through the mess and I can get the message. And when you listen to CW, oh, it's a strong message in there, homie. It's a strong message in there. CW always talking about doing movies. He always talking about being a comedian. Listen, the only reason CW is not at the top of his game yet is because he has not dressed up like Tinkerbell like Cam Newton did. He has not put the dress on yet. He has not been recorded kissing and hugging another man. He has not done what he needs to do to walk through the door. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. One thing you gotta listen, one thing you ain't never gotta worry about is grown man business walking through the door. One thing you ain't never gotta worry about is this channel being compromised, homie. Never, ever, 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 ever. It's not a chance. It's no way. It's no way. Never gonna bend, break, or fold. The paper ain't worth it, man. I told y'all before, time and energy are the highest forms of currency. Why do y'all think I tell y'all that? Why do you think that I start off every video with that slogan? Because I know the higher ups and the elites is watching. I know YouTube and Leo and yeah, Leo and all of them, they pick through the content. Huh? So I'm letting them know before I say one word, before I say anything else, before I get into any topic, I'm letting the higher ups and the elites know that time and energy are the highest forms of currency. Your paper, you can keep that. Yeah, I can't be brought, homie. There is no compromise. Time and energy. Time and energy, homie. We trade that. Listen, any and everybody in America right now is trading time and energy for paper anyway. We all getting bamboozled. They robbing all of us for the highest form of currency anyway. So why would you think you could come to this channel? Why would you think you could come to this platform and play with it? Never that. Ever. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, man. You can bring your biggest celebrity, you could bring the biggest athlete, you could bring MJ and put him right in front of me, and I gotta stand on business, MJ. I gotta keep it 100. I respect it, and you are the GOAT in my eyes, but I know that you invested in those private prisons. See, again, nah, the real ones ain't just gonna trade a life with yours because you got money, because you got resources. When we know what's going on, now we can see. Yeah, Jordan, you the GOAT in my eyes, homie. You the GOAT in my eyes, but you invested in those private prisons. LJ, LeBron James, yeah, you one of the GOATs in my eyes. You top 3 for sure. For sure. But you was backing up Joe Biden. Yeah, LeBron, let's talk about that. See, that's what would happen if you put me in the same. Yeah, man. You told the people to vote for the Democrat. You did that. Y'all all, yeah. Each and every one of these celebrities, these athletes, they all played the game. They all walked through the door. That's why it happened the way it happened. That's the difference between me and, listen, man. Yeah. I don't really want to sit. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But it's few far in between. When the last time you heard one of your old head uncles talk that talk? It's a dying breed. They the last of a dying breed. Them old school dudes that's going to talk that talk to the youngsters. When I was coming up, we had it in abundance. I never thought I'd see the day where you got Cam Tinkerbell Newtons dressed up in like a ballerina. CW is the only one that I can recognize out in the public, in the content creating world, out in this metaverse that's standing on that type of business, homie. CW the only one that I see. And see, I'm younger than CW. I'm younger than CW. So I'm one of the ones that had that game poured into me. That's why the voice is more powerful than CNN. The voice is more powerful than Fox News. That's why the voice is more powerful than the Breakfast Club with DJ Envy and Charlemagne the God playing butt tag every morning. I can see through the smoke and mirrors. Yeah, man. Salute, salute. See, this is the thing, man. Even when supreme science, even when you look at it like that, right? It's just like saying, you know, it's just like saying Dion is leading the young slaves to the auction block. Cause we all know when they get drafted, they gotta stand up on that auction block. They gotta hold their hands out. We gotta measure their muscles. We gotta measure their legs. We gotta measure them out. Yeah, you know how they used to have the slaves stand up on the auction block? That's what Dion is leading them youngsters to. Now, mind you, again, the system in the matrix got us all set up trying to get that paper. So it's the dream for these youngsters. They want to go to the NFL. They want to be able to buy houses for their family. And I respect that. I respect that. But at the same time, I understand once you go through that draft, once you step up on that auction block, you're going to either dress up like Tinkerbell. You're gonna, yeah. You're gonna do something. You're gonna invest in these private prisons, right? You're gonna do that, or you're gonna get the youngsters to all vote in the benefit of the higher ups and the elites. You're gonna do something. You're gonna do something, homie. So it's give and take. Cause I understand we all work, we all trade time and energy for this paper that they giving us, for this paper that they call currency, right? But when you do it on the highest level, the only question you got to ask yourself is, what are you going to do? When you get to the draft, what are you willing to do? Kwame Brown talks about it all the time. How they would try to manipulate his narrative and manipulate his story for it to be that his mama was this single. It's so many different doors you can walk through. You can walk through the door where you push the narrative that your mom was a single mom, single black mom, and she did it all by herself when the whole time Kwame Brown knew his daddy, he loved his daddy. Or you can, hey, we need them to vote for Joe Biden. Yeah, we need them to vote. We gonna give you the money. Oh, you want to go to the draft? Go up under Dion. Dion gonna get you to the NFL. We gonna make sure you get the money that you pleading for. We're going to make sure you get the money, but you better not put that much energy back into your community. Think about it like this. Why haven't all of these athletes come together? All of the black athletes come together, put $10 million apiece and start their own NFL, start their own football league. The greatest athletes in the league are 95% black anyway. So imagine once you go through the draft, once you sign the contract, once you are now working for the higher ups and the elites, there's no way. Yeah, we're going to give you $100 million. We're going to give you $200 million. But if you was to ever think you was going to use $100 million and liberate your people, well, you'll end up like Puff Daddy. You see what's going on with Puffy, right? You see what's going on with Honeycomb, right? Huh? Yeah, you got to ask yourself. You got to ask yourself, homie. We got way more than enough resources. So, again, I'm not going to be biased to the situation. I'm not going to be, I'm not going to act like I don't understand that these youngsters, they want to go to Colorado and they want to be up under Dion and they want to go to the NFL. But who owns the NFL? Who owns Dion? Who owns LeBron? Who owns the likeness of Kobe Bryant? Who owns these dudes that we talking about? Whew. These is the things that get your wheels turning. Who owns Cam Tinkerbell Newton? Who got Cam Tinkerbell Newton in the algorithm? So we supposed to salute Dion for getting these young black men to come to Colorado and then feeding them into the sports industry, feeding them to the higher ups and the elites that own all the teams. Now, I can see if it was a black owned team. Let's just say that, the Denver Broncos were owned by 5 or 6 black people, nobody else. Then I could kind of understand, okay, but even on that level, for you to be on that level, you got to fall under. You got to fall under. And for the masses, right? For the sheep, it's going to easily look like Deion pulled a good play. But I'm with Charleston White. Chuck Deion Sanders. Chuck him. And we on YouTube, we live, so I got to be. But you know what Chuck mean. Chuck Deion Sanders. We ain't rocking with that. We ain't rocking with that. And when you get real deep into it, me personally, I might sit and watch it. I came up in the Matrix like everybody else. I might sit and watch it because I came up in the Matrix. But I understand, homie. I understand that it's all devious. It's all perverted. It's all been manipulated and monetized. Yeah, is what it is, and it'll be what's going to be. Now, listen, y'all already in the crib. I know y'all on still. Told y'all I got Sunday dinner being made. You all right? Yeah. You all right, baby girl? Yes. Yeah, she waiting for daddy to get that food up out the oven. Let me see what's going on. So just rock with me real quick, guys. Hold on real quick. Let's see what we rocking with. Oh yeah. All right, there we go. Oh shit. You want this to be you? So you want this barbecue, Joe? Or you want the Cause it's looking real good like that.
Do you have to put it back in the oven?
I was gonna let it. I mean, you're looking at it right now. Now don't rush it because you got to get up early in the morning.
Ah, oh my God.
Do you want it? Do you want it baked or you want barbecue?
Barbecue.
All right. Well, just give me 2 seconds. Let it sit for like 2 seconds and then I'm gonna barbecue it. It ain't gonna take long once I put the barbecue on. It's already made, but I'm gonna let it sit for another 5-10 minutes. It's 9 o'clock, and then by 9:30, 9:35, 9:40, it'll be ready.
Oh my gosh, that is so.
Once I put the barbecue sauce on it, you gotta let that cook a little bit. What it do? Now, I'll say this, and I'll leave y'all with this, right? Again, we definitely making our way. So when I talk this talk, you got to understand, again, it's 2 sides to the coin. It's 2 sides to the spectrum. So we definitely have some billionaires that's making moves like Magic Johnson. You understand what I'm saying? Jay-Z, he's in bed with the he's in bed with the higher ups and elites. So in due time, we will have black owned teams. But even those black-owned teams will fall under the higher-ups and the elites. Even those black-owned teams will inform their players that you ain't going to be able to do X, Y, and Z. Yeah. We own this team, but we are under the NFL. So the real thing is to start your own league, like the Negro League. You got to understand something. The higher-ups and elites knew what the Negro League was. They knew how powerful it was. So they merged. The integration. They used that. See, integration is a powerful tool. Integration is a powerful tool, my G. Okay, y'all got the Negro League. Y'all got all the star black people coming to the Negro League. Y'all got your own vibe. Y'all got your own thing. But we're going to integrate. We're going to buy the league, and then we're going to integrate it into our league. Same thing with basketball. You understand? You got them teams, them basketball teams, that black league, basketball, and you know the name of the old basketball league that was all black. And the NBA say, nah, we gonna get that. We gonna buy that. We gonna integrate. So now let's just, let's look at Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson and Jay-Z and Rick Ross and all of these billionaires, because we got a few billionaires that's not celebrities. Why don't they all throw in 200 million real fast, 200 million here, 200 million there, almost $1 billion, and start their own league? See, that's where it get deep at. That's where, again, we wanna make do. We wanna say, hey man, and let's see in due time we got this and we got we don't have nothing as long as the higher ups and the elites are at the top and we are wherever we are. So again, not to get too far off topic, watching Cam Newton and Charleston White in the same room was beautiful work. Beautiful work on behalf of CW for standing on business, for standing on grown man business and not letting Cam Tinkerbell Newton check him, not letting Cam Tinkerbell Newton press his back against the wall, not making him bend, break, or fold, homie. The game is the game. The game is the game, and this is an hour of power. We got 5 more minutes. You understand what I'm saying? So, always be aware of what you're watching with this content. Be able to look past the smoke and mirrors. Understand what's really going on. Any celebrity, and at this point, it's very obvious. It's very obvious. But any and every athlete, any and every celebrity, if we probe into their situation, you'll be able to see very clearly where they walked through the door, where they paid the price, all the way up to LeBron James. A lot of people don't really understand what LeBron did. LeBron convinced a lot of black people to vote for Joe Biden, not knowing, or hopefully he did know, but I'm sure he knew Joe Biden's past. Regardless of the research, regardless of seeing Joe Biden with the Ku Klux Klan member, and he talking about black people and he don't want his kid. All of this going on, he still convinced black. Same thing Diddy did when he said vote or die. Jay, Jordan, he's a little bit more strategic. Jordan don't really want to be the spokesperson, but Jordan understood that he had an opportunity when they gave it to him to invest in those private prisons, and them private prisons was meant for us. Them private prisons wasn't meant for the people and the low hat people and the Caucasian people and all the private prisons was put in position for us, and he made the bulk of his money off those prisons. Until we get more of us that's willing to stand on business, we got to get our money. Multiple different streams of revenues. Because we all playing within the matrix. That's one thing for sure, 2 things for certain. Something that I tell my daughter, that I tell people that fall up under my wing, that, we in America, so it's no way not to play in the matrix. I don't care if you own your own business. You will pay taxes to the higher ups and the elites. I don't care if you go to work. You will pay your taxes to the higher ups and the elites. I don't care if you own your car, own your house, own your assets. You will pay taxes on those assets to the higher ups and the elites. So we all playing in the matrix. But when it's time to stand on business, it's time to stand on business. That's it. When it's time to, straighten out your back, look that man in his eyes, tell him I ain't gonna compromise. That's what it's time to do. And it's hard for a lot of people because money is the root of all evil. Money is the root. So Dion, we know you got a lot of young black men that'll go to that black college and produce money for those black teachers and produce money for those black staff. But we'll give you a check to come over here with the crap with the white people. I'm sorry, let me be careful. We'll give you a check to come over here with them. Bring that money to Colorado. Fill up this stadium. Bring our staff. We don't worry about them. They'll be all right. And if you understand something, with the narratives that's being pushed, he was at Jackson State. They robbed him and they took his jewelry, and that's happening. The same thing happened in Colorado. When they went to LSU or they was out in California, the locker room got robbed. Their jewelry got robbed. So it looked like it's happening either way. If you was with with Jackson State, or if you was with Colorado, somebody smelling a pussycat and they robbing y'all locker room. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. So listen, man, big salute to everybody that's in the building. You know what I'm saying? Big salute to everybody that's in tune with the channel. You already know we growing organically. Constant elevation at all times. The channel is only growing. You understand? Now, You got to understand something. I put the word organically in there for a reason. Organically for a reason. We gonna do it without compromising. We gonna do it without been breaking or folding. Big salute to Supreme Science, my G. 777. Big salute to Solo Warrior. Big salute to all my day one investors that understand what we do it for. Understand why we here. Understand that this ain't you ain't nah. It's a lane for the real that I carved out, and I'm the only one in it. I'm the only one in it, my G. So we gonna tap out on that one, man. I want to give a big salute to all the new subscribers. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you locked in with the notifications, because when we come to do this dirt, when we come to give this game, when we come to put the game on the ground for the hungry hounds, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. All right, so salute, man. Tap in and tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in.